Welcome, people. Episode 55 of Team Talk Podcast. Today, I will be the adjudicator of such. So, as everyone knows, I'm Ibs. Today, I'm joined with Coach. Coach, how are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. Also joined by Stelios. How are you today?
Very good, man. Very good. Very good.
Good. And of course, my favorite Arsenal fan ever, NASE. How are you today?
Why? I'm breathing oxygen, G. You got me?
Why is that?
I'm breathing. That's what you, because I'm a human.
That's what he cares about.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. Okay.
that's all I can say.
So that's it, God willing, inshallah, and all of that. Anyway, we might as well just get cracking straight into it. We've all just seen what's just happened over at Tottenham Stadium. Tottenham were winners today, 2-0. Son and Kane again against Arsenal. Macy, let's start with yourself.
Yeah, boy.
Yep. Just give it straight.
Okay. So, as expected, in terms of the result, especially after last week's performance, I was expecting us to lose. What's painful is the way we lost, in terms of, not usually when I say painful, I'm talking about there's some dodgy ref decisions, this and that. But obviously, it was a typical Jose performance: counter, defend, park the bus, block the defense, whatever you want to call it. And literally, the first 15 minutes or so until they scored, I didn't feel like Spurs didn't do anything. I believe that was their first attack. I was actually happy with the way we were playing. We were taking the game to them. One counter attack that wasn't even certified, and then it's just a wonder goal from Son.
But isn't that what we expect from Mourinho? Because if I'm honest, that's what I expect from him. Every game, he can allow the other team to have the ball. Yeah. Why aren't teams not combating that like Chelsea did last week? Why are teams not understanding that that's how Tottenham want to play? Why do you just combat that?
I don't know what to speak about teams. I can only speak about Arsenal because that's the team that I watch day in, week in, week out. Yeah, cool. But yeah, why there's a lot of whys that we can ask. Why are Arsenal not doing it? Why are Arsenal not doing it? Because the club is broken and it's what they do time and time again. We haven't learned from our mistakes time and time again. So yeah, once again, we got done. We literally got done with two brilliant goals, and it's really frustrating. The second one to me was the one that was more frustrating. First goal, I felt like, okay, we could do nothing about. Even on the counter, we didn't look in trouble. It wasn't a good counter. Son picked up the ball on the left, still three defenders, all in position, no support. Keeper, some people were making mention of his positioning, but I think as the keeper of that position, you're always going to cover your near post. It was literally a wonder goal. He hit it in the only place he could hit it. The second goal is really frustrating because Bellerin does have a half chance where he can actually snap the shot. He opts to pass, fair enough, but he actually misses the pass. The pass goes behind Aubameyang. We get countered. Again, even the counter, it wasn't the cleanest counter. Yeah, it was like a 4-on-2, I think 5-on-2, 4-on-2.
Why was Partey off the pitch?
Say again?
Why was Partey off the pitch?
He's injured.
He's injured, yeah.
No, but what I'm saying, why did he walk off? Why did he just stay why didn't he just sit down?
People were trying to criticize Arteta for pushing him back on. Like, I don't think 1 minute, 30 seconds left or whatever to the end of the half. You can't be that broken. You've got, I mean, it's literally seconds till the final whistle blows. Stay on the pitch. Even if you get done, like I always say this in football, if you're going to concede, make them earn it. Don't just give it to them. So, yeah, you have to ask Partey why he was off the pitch.
And it's just that was fine. Oh, that was strange when...
Yeah, trust me. 30 seconds. And what's funny is people, obviously... Well, I'm sure Arteta's going to come up in this conversation, but dumb Arsenal fans, they're going to blame Arteta for that. Are you stupid? 30 seconds, stay on the pitch, even if you're on the floor. Yeah, but it's just, again, like I say, it's typical Arsenal stupidness. There's a many massive problems at the club. One of them is that the DNA, and when people have been saying this DNA, I've always been saying this DNA line is garbage, but it's actually starting to become more prevalent because it's like literally, it's like a virus. You know when a virus goes into your DNA and you infect someone else, like HIV, that's what happens. Because good players come to Arsenal and suddenly they don't do things that they used to do at other clubs. A guy will come to Arsenal that used to shoot from 25 yards. Suddenly he comes to Arsenal, he's playing tippy-tappy football and playing like a coward. There is an infection in the club. It's a virus.
Okay.
I hear that.
Let's go to you, Dan. What's your breakdown?
I don't think Arsenal played bad. Like, I think that what happened, what unfolded was expected. Mourinho came to not concede, knowing that he can trust his boys to score. And that was obviously had 2 chances, they took it. I think that Arsenal's method of attack, try and break down the wall, if you like, going for crosses was probably not the best approach, considering you've got Lacazette going against Dyer and Alderweireld. Found a lot of 2v1s out wide on the fullbacks until Mourinho put 5 at the back. But before that, I just think that rather than going for crosses, you should be looking to play into the box with playing football rather than going for crosses. I think that Lacazette's done. Personally, I think you guys need more, because that's what Arsenal lacks effectively, is that killer instinct. You had all the chances in terms of playing, like keeping the ball, had more possession, but what are you doing with that possession? Surprising to me, because I'm looking at Aubameyang now. Aubameyang doesn't really look the same player. And it goes back to what NASE says. You know, I think that the club really is in turmoil. I just think that with the addition of a few players, maybe results can change. But the style of play right now, I don't see the style of play. I think Arteta's. At first, I was a big advocate of Arteta as well, in the sense that he sets you up his side. But I think going from last season to this season, that whole let's improve our defense, it's killing you in attack because you're not scoring goals. And I think that's Arsenal's biggest problem.
Is this not just, for me, I'm just going to ask the question here, you know, are we not, and I don't want to say we're going overboard, but if Arsenal now string 10 wins in all comps, right, people won't talk like this, right?
Oh, the same way they didn't talk.
No, of course.
That's where people get delusional.
Of course. Let me just ask the question here, right? So if Arsenal now go on a 10-match unbeaten run, and then through to Europa, they might be pushing for 6 or 7. People won't talk like this, right? And I think that's my reason where it comes with. People are so wishy-washy because it takes 10 game results and everything changes. Why are we in a notion where that is allowed to happen? Why are people not going to stick on the manager's neck, or why are people just going to sit back? It's never that. It's always just back and forth.
Yeah, but you see with me, when it comes to Arsenal, for me, it's a building process. You're either going to trust Arteta or you're not.
My point exactly. Arteta, I agree.
You're going to start again, and then you got to get a new manager in who might not like the players he bought. What I'm saying is that the transfer window, for me, you got Partey, who obviously needs to get fit and whatnot. He's been unlucky with injury since he come. Gabriel's done well. I think he done well today as well, to be fair. So he's fixing the spine slowly. What you need to go and do now in January, Arsenal, is either go and buy another 1 or 2 players to improve that first 11, not the squad, the first 11, because there's so many players in that squad that's not good enough. It's as simple as that. And you're not going to solve it in one transfer window. That's the thing. Arsenal have to, at some point after Wenger, someone has to be trusted. All these, whether it's Emery, Arteta, you can't just keep going backwards and starting again and every year just changing managers. Managers are not around like that, like they used to be back in the day. So these up and coming young managers, I think you got to trust them. Arteta, me personally, people are talking about style of play. I don't think Jose's style of play is better than Arteta's, but Jose's getting the results right now. So it's papering over everything that he's doing. If he weren't getting the results, stands would probably be on Jose.
That's my point, though. I feel like it's too results driven because Arsenal should be giving Arteta the time. Everyone knew when he came in, it's a building process. He was not going to set the world alight. That FA Cup win was something out of the extraordinary. Arsenal were not even supposed to win that, right? Let's be honest.
And the thing about well, in terms of Arsenal, I've always said it. This season, they don't have the quality all round. If you match Arsenal's work rate and you've got a bit of quality, you have a good chance to beat them. They don't have the quality. So what Arteta's done when he's come in, he's gone straight away on the whole, we need to work hard. He can see there's no quality out there. So we can't rely on a plethora of individuals in that team to make things happen. As you can see, if Aubameyang's not scoring, who in the midfield is scoring? There's no one there. I don't want to hear about Ozil and all that sort of stuff. There to score when he's not scoring.
Okay, so if
Martial ain't scored a goal all season, but Fernandes has bagged a few. This is the difference right here. So right now, they need to go into the transfer market and go and get an attacking player or whatever, or build whatever they need to build.
Okay, NASE, I can see that you've changed the background to trophy.
Well, what happened?
What
was this thing?
I can see you wrote trophy. My question for you, NASE, is what do you feel Arsenal need then?
Okay, so and thank you. That's a good question in terms of obviously some of the things George said. Now we've talked about, George has been actually saying that for the past, I don't know, I've heard him say this for many clubs. Back the manager, sack him, we're going to trust him. Like, fam, okay. And then we've said we can't just change. We haven't really had the change. We've had 3 changes: Wenger, then Emery, then Arteta. I agree with the chopping and changing of the managers. Yeah, it's not the issue. But then we look at Chelsea. How many managers have they had in the last 15 years? And under every manager, they've won trophies. Hang on. They've won trophies. That tells you that maybe it's not just the manager. Before we talk about the manager, my issue is always the personnel. This thing with Arteta, yeah, as I've explained to Ibs numerous times, it is not about Arteta. When Arteta came in, guys like you believed Arteta was going to change this and change that. You cannot. The job was already too big for him. I'm telling you now, whatever motivational speaker, fam, you can get Martin Luther King, G, you can get Mahatma Gandhi, whatever motivational speaker you get in this team, G, it is not enough. There is something bigger. Arsenal is broken right now, G.
Okay, but my question here to you is, you said the job was too big for Arteta, right?
Yeah.
People have cited Allegri, right? People cited Ancelotti. People said this person is.
Yeah.
Wait. One thing that these managers want, which Arsenal don't do, is spend money. So now people will say, buy. If the Cronkies now say we spent 72 mil on Pepe, yeah, what's he got back? People will say nothing. And then they go say we gave Obbers 350k. We've just given William however many years on whatever. And they spent 30 something on Xhaka.
Yeah.
They spent something on Torreira. They spent this on Guendouzi. They're not just going to say to Arsenal, here, Arteta, here's 250 mil, like they would at Chelsea. Arsenal ain't going to do that. So you have
that's my point.
And we all know this.
Yeah, but you have to do it a different way. You have to do it a different way, which is the way Arteta has to go. He has to build, and it will take years. That is the only way it's going to go. Unless you get that Nigerian owner to come in and give Arsenal
there you go. Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So the crap Arsenal are going through now will be here this season, next season, and the season after.
Okay,
but Ibs, just quickly go back into the game, yeah? A lot of people got to stop this. I know NASE said it straight away. A lot of people got to stop this Jose Mourinho park the bus because he's parked the bus and people can't get through it or whatever. The people can't solve the problem. He went to Stamford Bridge, yeah? Lampard played skill. Yeah, simple as that. Everyone knows that. Lampard has played different. Lampard's played his game against everybody else but Jose when he came to Stamford Bridge. So obviously Jose must be doing something that is putting the back of these managers' mind that, you know what, we can't just go gung-ho. What's the first manager that's gone gung-ho against this season really was Man City. And you know what happened to Man City at the Tottenham Hotspur ground. So right now, the whole Jose thing, yeah, about parking the bus and style.
What about Everton first game?
He's got people on the back foot. So for me, today, I'm sure Arsenal fans, it wasn't a surprise to 2-0, 2 breaks on goal, this, that. It wasn't a surprise. Everyone knew what Jose was setting up with the formation and the personnel. Hit them with Kane, hit them with Bangerwin, whatever his name is, and hit them with Son. I don't know if Arsenal fans realise this, yeah? You see the first goal Son scored. I don't know what camera angle everyone saw the replay, but this is where Arteta knows he hasn't got the quality of players. Once Son got the ball in the wing, did anyone see Arteta's reaction on the replay? Maybe you guys watching different streams or different channels, whatever. Arteta was breaking his neck, his body language, like
telling people to get back
inside, close him inside. Do not let him cut on his right foot. And whoever it was over there, Xhaka or whatever.
I think it's Holding. That would have been Holding there for sure.
Yes, whoever it was, whatever. Holding tried to hold him up, but there was no support inside. So he cut in and he scored. And then if you saw Arteta's reaction, that just lets Arteta know that, we can't do things on an individual basis, attacking.
But bro, that's at the same time, this is the point though.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, forget park the bus, this and that, bro. The game was won on 2 individual moments of brilliance, so 2 individual players.
It wasn't,
were there. No, it was, George. It was, because you can say that we know Son's a great player, yeah. Fam, on another day, that goes just outside the post. That I'm telling you, from that position, bro. That was like, only a few players can do that. And Son's one of those players, to be fair. You get what I'm saying? But if you look overall, the actual play of the game, I don't think anyone should be blaming Arteta, first of all, on that game.
I don't blame Arteta.
Sorry to interrupt you. Wait, say something,
Go on.
I get it. 2 moments of brilliance got Tottenham 2 goals. That's what won the game. Because at the end
From
of the day,
and this is what goes.
Arsenal didn't score. Arsenal didn't score. Bro.
Why didn't we score, Ibs? Because we don't have match winners like that.
Oh,
we have
don't.
one, and if Son doesn't do it, Kane's going to do it. If Kane doesn't do it, Son. In the top teams, you need 2 free match winners, and it makes a big difference. But you can keep saying manager, just keep saying Jose Arteta. Take all of that out, G. It's a personal issue.
I'm saying Aubameyang was top goal scorer last season, bro.
Was G. Aubameyang's going for a rough patch right now. Kane's gone for a rough patch before. Son's going for a rough patch before. Football cycles, it's timing. Right now, Aubameyang's going for a tough rough patch. We haven't got a Son to step in and fill it for the goals. We've got a lacking Fenwa. We've basically got a guy, like I said, who plays the exact style as Akinfenwa, G. We might as well have Akinfenwa there.
But okay. Before we move on to the next topic, my thing is, you cite goal scorers. Would you say that the impending return of Martinelli is one to change that?
Potentially, 100%, potentially. But not only obviously goals, but there's no impetus, G. Giving a certain specific energy and a lack of work rate at the top. Because Abba, it's like, if he doesn't get the ball to his feet, if he doesn't get the ball in those dangerous positions, he's useless, basically, really. Not going to grab the goal.
I think that's what Arsenal's lacking. Like a player that can drive the ball up the pitch, win fouls high up the pitch, take defenders on 1v1, create chances. Someone like Zaha for me, Grealish, those are the type of players that Arsenal need.
100%. But again, guess what? To answer the question directly, in this team, the way we're playing currently, Martinelli alone is not going to change the team.
Not be enough.
No, I'm not saying it is. What I'm trying to say is that I believe what fans or people are not realizing that Arsenal switching to a back 4 hasn't helped them. Mm-hmm. I personally believe going back to what they had before, which was a back 3 or a back 5.
Yeah, but hold on, Ibs, to touch on that point, and one thing I'll say, I think one of your biggest L's this season is losing Martinez. Because I feel like towards the end of the last season, when you had Martinez in goal, playing out the back, distribution from the back, it looks a lot more comfortable.
I think that, but that's easy to say.
Nitpicking, man.
If Arsenal,
it's not nitpicking.
Yeah, but if Arsenal were on a sick run, no one.
It's not nitpick because a lot of Arsenal fans will agree with him. But we can't say if Arsenal on a sick run because we're not. Let's not deal with hypotheticals here. Let's deal with what
you are by saying by Martinez. That's hypothetical.
It's hypothetical. The reality was you were getting results with Martinez. Leno's come back and the results are gone.
But we got results with Leno that it don't.
That's so man. You can't nitpick, man. You played like 10 games.
You didn't.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't even play 10. He was at Arsenal for how long? Mate, like any keeper can have 4 good games. You can't just sit now and say.
We all know without selling Martinez, you're not getting Partey. We know that. If you don't,
had to anyway. Let's move on. We're talking about Arsenal too much. Let's quickly just dab on Spurs. Are Spurs serious title contenders?
Yes.
NASE?
Of course, and it's unfortunate, G. And you understand? And it pains me to talk about it because everybody knows since 2000 and whatever, I'll say 7, fam, I've lost friends because of Jose Mourinho, G. I've physically fought with people over this guy, G. So seeing this guy win the league with Spurs, our North London rivals, thank God it didn't happen with United, that would have been my most hated team and my most hated manager within the league.
Why do you hate him?
Huh? You know what? Oh, do you want me bro, have you got time, G?
No, we haven't. Not for God through Mourinho. We haven't.
I can do an hour on Jose Mourinho, G.
That's just
I hate his style of football. I hate the fact that he celebrates goals like he's a player, like as if he had a control pad when Son scored that goal.
Yeah,
sit your ass down, Jose. You didn't buy Son, you didn't buy Kane, so suck out, Jose. You understand? I hate the fact that
he did buy Højbjerg. Højbjerg was a
he's not giving them a trophy.
If he gets them a trophy,
he's not giving them a trophy. Kane and Son give them a trophy.
Okay, you keep hoping that, boy. You keep hoping that, boy.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I
hate him.
I do believe there are contenders, but I still believe that there's 2 or 3 teams that they need to get above 2 in the league.
Yeah, they're in the top. They're in the top 4.
Okay, let's move on. There's another club who's quietly going about their business. Little team from West London, may I say, little racist team from West London. Anyway, Chelsea. What's everyone's opinion? Dan, I'll start with you because I can see you smiling there.
Yeah.
You're quietly going about your business, and I was an advocate that if Frank isn't top 2, 3 by Christmas, I felt he could be looking in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be there now, so it could feel like he's doing quite well. And with the selection headache, it's not actually a bad thing. what is Chelsea's ambitions for this year then?
Right. So the last time I was on the Team Talk, it was the West Brom result. We just got a 3-3 draw. Everyone was getting on to me when I said we're still going to win the league. And I highlighted two main problems. Goalkeeper, left back. Alonso played that game, Pepper played that game. I said, when Chilwell comes in, and if we sign a goalkeeper, we will win the league. Mendy has come in. Everyone's seen the clean sheets. Everyone's seen the difference in defense. Thiago Silva, the same guys that people laughed at the West Brom result when I said, oh, he had a good game. Look at him now. Zuma next to him looks tidy. And I think defensively, we sorted out the problems from last year. Attacking, going forward, getting goals past teams, we sorted that problem out from last year as well. Now, personally, I said it then, I'll say it now, and I stand by it. I still think Chelsea's going to win the league.
Okay.
I think after the signing of Mendy, securing the defense, and the other signings we've made, I feel like we are going to win the league. We've got the best squad in the league in terms of overall squad, not just first 11. And I feel that the cohesion is now coming together. Yeah, we're doing very well. We're doing very well, and I'm very happy.
Coach,
yeah,
I'm sure you've been looking at Chelsea from afar. What's your intake on them? I know you.
Yeah, Chelsea been doing well, man. Lampard. I did say Lampard is he's the manager for Chelsea at the right. He came at the right time. To be fair, I think Chelsea, like NASE was talking about, going through these roundabouts of managers. At some point, it runs out. At some point, you can't just keep throwing this and 2 years and 1 year, then the next manager and whatnot. At some point, you got to change it up. And for him, he's more of the long-term Chelsea guy. That's what a lot of clubs are going for right now. They're going for managers that really know about the clubs inside and out, that have been there, done it, etc., etc. That brings a bit of extra sort of like, I don't know what the word is, but
like affinity and emotion to the club.
Yeah. Some sort of responsibility of wearing the badge. Do you get what I'm saying? They're just not there for the paycheck. And then if I get sacked, I'll just get a payoff. They're not there for that. They're embedded in the DNA of that club. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're able to bring young players through. But Chelsea, they've been doing it well, man. Like Lampard, listen, whether he's got selection headaches or whatever, if you're winning, the selection's all right. That's just how it is. If he gets a few bad results, then he might have to rotate the team. But as the team is now, he's picking the right players at the right time, and he's getting the right results. Like, and that's it.
Okay. NASE, I feel that you might be envious of Chelsea's strategy, transfer-wise. But what's your view on them?
Well, you guys have just summed it up. They have what some other teams, which I'm not going to mention, we just spoke about them. They have a squad. They have you understand, options of players. They brought in Timo Werner, who I thought was going to be their main number 9. He didn't work out. They saw they could utilize him on the wing. They started playing Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham's a wishy-washy player. Oh, guess what? Okay, Tammy's not working. As George just mentioned, selection headache. Who else can I bring in? Who's a different option? Giroud. Oh, I wonder which stupid club sold him. End of discussion on Chelsea. Nothing more to say.
Okay. Dan, I've got a few questions for you as a Chelsea fan, right? One thing I've seen from Chelsea is the fact that you create a lot of chances, but I don't feel like you're putting a lot away, like in games. So is it a case that Werner needs 3 or 4 to get that 1 goal?
I noticed it before the season started when he was playing for Germany, and also a few games were like towards the end of the season. In a game, Timo usually gets about 5 chances, or 1 or 2, but he misses a lot of chances. Yeah, it's very frustrating. But at the same time, I can't be mad because he always has. If he misses a chance, he will always have another chance after, and like he'll usually either get a goal or an assist.
Okay. And obviously we've seen what Giroud does. I mean, I'm a big advocate for Giroud, always have been. So you know what he brings. One thing though is Havertz going through a spell.
Who?
Kai.
I feel like Havertz hasn't settled yet. Personally, comparing him from what I saw from him at Leverkusen, at Chelsea, right now he just looks like a luxury player. He strolls around, very Ozil-esque, if you like. It's kind of annoying. Like, you know, pick up the ball, safe pass, etc. Loses the ball a lot. But I just think he's still 21.
No, of course.
Like, he's still trying to find his feet. So I'll give him time. Personally, I'm going to give him time.
I think
the intensity of the Prem's caught him up though.
Yeah, I think it will take time for him to. I think for me, Chelsea, to be title contenders, I think the only thing for me is the fact that they need to maybe punish teams a bit more, goal scoring wise. I think they're creating a lot of chances. If Werner can get his boots going, I feel like he can smash 20, 25, but it's depending how many chances he gets.
One thing just to add on Werner though, is I don't mind if I've got a player and he's missing 5 chances, but he gets about the pitch. You can forgive that.
Yeah, he's a killer though.
Werner, that's like, he does not stop. He doesn't hide. You understand? So with that, and like I said, football's cyclical. Some strikers, they go through that. I think one of the best examples I can use in football is Aaron Ramsey. This guy, he's either absolutely crap or absolutely good. But guess what? He is consistent. He just doesn't stop. And that's it. That's it. With Werner, he just doesn't stop. And I love players like that.
Okay. Look at the assist yesterday, 91st minute. Like, he's busting a leg, busting a gut to get down to the line.
Trust me.
I'll swap on number 9 for Werner right now.
Last question, Dan. If Frank doesn't win the league, will he get a contract extension?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think what's happening now is there's a culture being created at the club. Yeah. One that's probably been missing with other managers. And it's a real only feeling in a sense that that's what they want to give to the fans. A lot of the die-hard Chelsea fans, you look at they were applauding Mason Mount for taking a corner yesterday. The fans are back in the stadium. I feel like him, Frank, they're the type of people that represent
Chelsea.
What Chelsea
are about,
especially this new culture that's coming in. So
okay,
yeah, still not having Mason Mount anyway.
That's another topic. Coach, let's talk about your team. Another comeback. Do you feel like you need to continuously do that to get the performances out of your team, and why are you not dominating it from the start?
Yeah, we're
talking about United here.
What I always talk about with footballers, it's very easy. It's easier to play footballers that are built from the head down than from the feet up. And what I mean by that is that when we're talking about like Werner's a player from the head down. He's got a killer mentality. So it don't matter how many chances he scores, he's going to be in and around it. Number 9, gets the little knock and he's hobbling off the pitch because he's built from the feet up. Do you get what I'm saying? He's got
that's a line, boy.
But for me, we've got a lot of players in our team right now that are built from the feet up. So when you look at Fernandes and people talking about, Fernandes makes a difference, it's because Fernandes is built from the head down. He's got ability no matter what. He comes on at halftime, he starts, he's got the same sort of energy. Some other players around him is people.
What are you going to say?
Some people around him and whatnot that are proclaimed to be world class and whatnot need that boost from Fernandes, from what I'm seeing. Okay. I'm saying if Fernandes doesn't play, we are just slack.
It's Fernandes FC right now, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is right now. And it's not because he's doing anything special. It's his mentality. When he comes on the pitch, he does what he like. He's not wasting no time. That's what it is. Give me 20 minutes, give me 40 minutes, give me 90 minutes. I'm doing the same job and whatnot. So for me, the comebacks, like you said, question you asked, we can't keep going behind. That bubble's going to burst soon.
Exactly.
Next week, go behind against City and see what happens. Simple as
Dan,
at home. So
I feel like I wanted to ask a question to Dan. Coach mentions Fernandes. Would you say that he's more important to United than he was last season? So you see how he came in last season, he was a breath of fresh air. Do you feel like he's even taken more of an important role now than last season?
I think when he came in January last year, there was a lot of question of it was very much a case of is he going to fit in with Pogba? But now I think it's a case of Fernandes has stepped up, but hasn't, and it's a question of is Pogba needed? Do you get what I'm saying? As in, Fernandes has essentially come in and said, "Look, I'm not here to try and compete with Pogba. I'm coming to do my thing." He's come, done his thing, proven what he can do, shown his importance to United, and now it's elevated him in hierarchy. Before, I think everyone here would agree if I said that last year Pogba was classed as United's most important player, as in they're the one, that's the player that everyone would want to try and keep happy. But now it's Fernandes, and I think that's left Pogba with a choice to make. It's either let me step up and take my performances to the same level as Fernandes, or I need to go run into Real Madrid and find a new home where I can be classed as the most important player. But to answer your question, I think Fernandes is far more important now, just because he's proven it based on results and performances.
NASE, sorry, Coach, to cut you. NASE, Dan mentioned Pogba, who did actually score the equaliser yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you see him now taking on what Coach said, taking on what Dan said, and seeing what Fernandez has done, and thinking, look, I've got my goal, now I need to kick on? Or do you feel like it's just one of those goals and he's just going to stay the same for the next 6 months?
Yeah, that's what I think, honestly, because you see, you have to, in football, you have to look on the past. And I would say it's like, I look at players like with the bank account, right? Some people have good credit, some have bad credit. Unfortunately, Pogba, I was always a big fan of Pogba. I can't say I'm angry that he hasn't reached the heights that he should have with the comeback to Man United. He's definitely not been the same player that he was at Juventus or for France. And with the France, I have my own opinions on that. People need to remember international games is international competition, maximum 7 games. A league is a long haul, 38 games minimum. If you're not performing that over the season, people are going to ask questions of you. Unfortunately, that's just the business we're in. We're in the results business, both in the scoreline, both in terms of your performances. With every single thing that Pogba has, I'm sorry, he has not done it at Man United. He hasn't done what I expected him to do. So I don't see any evidence, okay, yeah, he scored 1 goal, to suggest that he's going to keep that level of consistency. And the key word there being consistency. Not popping up with a wonder goal every now and again, like yesterday, but keeping up those same levels, keeping up the consistency levels of good performances week in, week out. I don't think he wants to do it. And I think this is a mistake that some clubs make. Once a player has shown you, okay, you've given them chance after chance, this is what I'm about, you've got to move on. It's really simple. Don't make it difficult.
For me, when it comes to Pogba, if you get 100 mil offer, you just got to sell him. Otherwise, you just need to let him sit down and let him go for free in 2022. That's just all we got to do, because Madrid are not coughing up the money. PSG don't look like they're going to cough up the money. And it looks like he just wants to go and play for Zidane. No problem. If you want to go and play for Zidane, just want to cough up the money. But the Real Madrid president doesn't rate you like Zidane does. Otherwise, he would have coughed up the money by now at the end of the day. So for me, Pogba, that first 45 minutes he had yesterday was dreadful. It was horrendous. I don't know what he was doing. These little safe passes he's doing, 5-yard passes, then he's doing that stupid gangly jog that he does when he's jogging. He's not even moving with any sort of energy or to be on the half turn and make things happen. And what you're making people like Declan Rice look like he's on your level. You're making guys like that look like they were on your level. So for me, Pogba, he was going through the motions. Fernandez came on and he had to be pushed through. That's what I feel. He had to be pushed through in terms of Fernandez giving everybody, and Rashford as well. I'm not a big Rashford fan, but I give Rashford his credit as well. He gave the energy as well, much more than Martial did and whatnot. So for me, Pogba, if we get a good offer for him, sell him, because I think right now Pogba has the Coutinho effect that Klopp had with Coutinho in terms of, Coutinho might be our best player, but if we can get some money for him and spend that money in other sides of the first 11, we might get a better team overall if we get that money in. So Ollie's got a decision to make. Now, from Ollie's recruitment, I'm happy. So if he thinks that Pogba needs to go, then he needs to go. I don't care what Woodward said. He needs to go because he'll be the betterment for the team. Ollie always puts the team ahead of himself. So for me, I'm happy if he goes, but we have to get the right offer. If we don't get the right offer, Raiola, stop talking. Pogba, stop talking. Go to Real Madrid and say, guys, if you want to buy me, it's 100 M's. If you're not going to put 100 M's up, Zidane, stop talking about buying me because you're not getting me on the cheap. Woodward's not going to let go of Pogba on the cheap. It's as simple as that. So it's either you cough up the money or you sit down until 2022 and you can go on a free transfer. And we'll see if Florentino Perez is still going to pay you that money when you're a free transfer at 29 years old or whatever he's going to be. So we'll see that.
Okay. Speaking of United, or in fact, Ollie, you didn't have the best results in the midweek, and now it's turned to pretty much a straight shootout on Tuesday or Wednesday. You can get a draw and still go through to the next round. Is this a period of time where if Ollie was to lose and you would end up in Europa League, it would be a really big deal?
No, not for me, man. Listen, I tell all the United fans, I'm up to the point where this 7 years since Fergie ain't been there. I think we last won the league 2013, I think. So 7 years since this is our 4th manager. I'm done with going on the manager's back. I'm done with all that. Yeah, we got into the summer window. We didn't improve our first 11. So I'm done with that. Now, Ollie can get sacked however he wants to get sacked. That's what I'm on. You want to play 4-2-3-1, 4-3, whatever you want to do, Ollie, I'm with Ollie in. I don't care what results come. If you want to sack him, sack him. If people want to be gullible and still doing the whole, it's the manager, if Pochettino comes in, then things are going to be better and we can coach the players better and Martial will become better. You can still do that. I'm not falling for that trick no more at the end of the day. Ollie's doing a good job in my eyes. He may not be the manager for the future, but he's the manager for now. So we just need to back him. He wasn't backed in the summer. He's probably not going to get backed in January after Woodward's comments the other day. He just loves talking and doesn't say the right things. He said he's going to back him next summer. Next summer? What are you talking about next summer? We've got a January window. Bring in one player. But he's talking about next summer. So we'll see what happens, but we haven't improved our first 11. So am I going to get into the manager's back? Nah, not really. So let Ollie do what he's doing. If we go into the Europa League, Leipzig, we've already got ourselves to blame. We can't blame no one else. We've already got ourselves to blame at the end of the day. If we lose against City next week, we've already got ourselves to blame. So Ollie can do whatever he wants to do on my end, yeah? And I'm Ollie in until he gets sacked.
Cool. NASE, if United do actually go out, is that big for United? Considering how they started and how they are and where they are.
Yeah, I think definitely not. It's like George just said, it's a building process. I mean, it's not the best. Oh, in terms of how they've started down the group, it's not positive, but it's not the end of the road. Like, there's still hope for the season. Let's keep it real. If they go through in the Champions League, are they going to go and win it? No. So, I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Playing Thursday football, let the kids have a run out every now and again. It's not the worst thing.
Dan? Because for me, I feel like United going through is better for them than going in Europa League. Purely on the basis, because it's the Champions League. You don't want to go Europa League football. Yeah, United do not want to go Europa League. So them losing or them not making the next round is a big deal. It's a big deal not going through. Yeah, but they need to go through, regardless of how they started, where they finished, even if you think they won't win it. Going through midweek is so important to Ollie's season and that United team. They do not want to be going into Thursday.
Like I said, I'll put it on all the players. If we don't go through Champions League, it's all the players' fault. No one told all the players to be in the box and leave Ibrahim on the halfway line by himself. No one told the players to do that. So that's what you've gone and done, and you've opened up the group because of that loss. You've opened up the group. PSG can beat you on their day, any day, anywhere, whatever. They've got a couple of players that are special, yeah? So you don't want to leave that in the hands of, we need to get points off PSG. And you know how Leipzig are. You know how they had a great match against Bayern Munich the other day as well. So they're going to be ready for us and whatnot. But this is down to the players. When they was talking about consistency, you went to Turkey and thought, who's this team? I can't even pronounce their name. Leipzig 5-0, so we can just turn up and just win this Champions League match. But no, you got caught off guard, and now you're on the back foot having to get a point. Don't forget, all we needed was a point from PSG and Leipzig. That's all we needed. And if we lose both of them, after beating both of them, the first two games of the group, that's all down to the players and Woodward. Ain't got nothing to do with Ollie. It's got nothing to do with Ollie. Simple, in my eyes anyway.
Dan, I felt like you was going to say something there.
No, I was just saying, I agree in the sense that it's not, obviously they want to get through. They want to get through that. But at the same time, if they don't, it's not be all end all. Okay. I think they're in for a tough game. Like George mentioned, that Leipzig game, I think on Saturday, 3-3 with Bayern. They took Bayern to their limit. And I think that if they come with that same energy to, play United are in for a game. I know United spanked them the first time around, but it could be very different if they know that Champions League, obviously the final 16 is on the card. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, but I don't think it's that important if Ollie doesn't make it through.
Does Ollie...
Ibs, before you move on, like you said, you said how you fans are wishy-washy. If we lose against Leipzig and we lose against City, the whole world's on Ollie's head again.
Oh, of course. That was actually my next question. Yeah. Is he going to look past Leipzig and concentrate on City, or is he going to just want to secure qualification and then look at City? Because
he's got to focus on Leipzig. He's got to focus on Leipzig. You've got to take that game very, very seriously. Very seriously. Because for me, going in there, knowing that you have to win. Leipzig is advantage Leipzig for me. Because they're going in there knowing they have to win. There's no other result. They just need to win. Because PSG is probably going to beat that Turkish team anyway. So you have to win. With us, it's, do we go for it? We only need a point. this, that, whatnot. We got too many players, like I said, that are built from the feet upwards, so their mentality is not too strong, inconsistent. So the Leipzig game is going to be a big one for Oli. He just needs to go for it.
And what about City next week?
City's a derby, just like today. Like today didn't matter about form in the North London derby. Derbies are derbies. It doesn't matter about form. Whoever turns up on the day
will win.
The other team will just get turned over. That's just what happens.
But if we were to look at predictions, NASE, what are you thinking next week? Is it at City or is it at Old Trafford? I believe it's at Old Trafford.
I think it's at Old Trafford, which is not good for us.
Boy, if it was I don't know, start of the season, I'd be City. You get me? No City without question. But United, they're showing, obviously, the wins have been coming from behind. But like you say, when you've got a certain number of match winners in your team, you've got a Bruno, it's an open game, bro. But yeah, City's obviously always the safe prediction because they've got more match winners in their squad.
Yeah.
Are City not quietly just doing their thing here? Or are people just still not rating them too tough? Are we just... they still need players here.
City ain't hitting the heights. They've set the bar so high, them and Liverpool.
That's it.
No, of course, but are they?
They're like a victim of their own success,
which is understandable. But are they not still going about their business in a quietly fashion? Because they again won yesterday really convincingly. They could have had more against Fulham. If they now beat United, I don't even know how off the top they are. But are we not really looking at City and more looking at Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool? No one's really mentioned.
Because you know what it is? We expect City to be 6-7 points ahead of all these teams anyway right now. That's what we expect. So when Chelsea United are in the mix, it's something new right now for 3 or 4 teams to be in the mix right now. We just expect Liverpool and Man City to just be clear and the rest of us are fighting for the 2 other positions in the top 4. But now everyone's in the mix. Chelsea are kind of new. United are new to the mix. Spurs are new to the mix. So we're the new sort of vibe and whatnot. Liverpool and City... we've been speaking about them for the last few years, so we expect them to be there anyway. But because they're in the mix, like you said, City are going about their business quietly, and I think they like it like that. I think they prefer it that way.
But yeah, I think just to answer the question directly, I don't think anybody's writing City. I think you'd be a fool to count them out. I've not heard anyone explicitly say, City aren't going to do anything this year. So the answer is no, we're not.
Okay, Dan, if I could get a score prediction off you for next week, Manchester derby.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Oh.
I think it's going to be United take the lead, City come back, make it 2-1, and then late either penalty or late equaliser.
Coach, prediction?
3-1 United, Martial hat-trick. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I think it'll be 2-1 United, close game.
NASE?
3-1 City, boy.
What do you say?
3-1 to City.
I personally believe it will be a score draw, if I'm honest. I think both teams will just cancel each other out. But let's move away from the old lovely sport of football and let's move to old boxing. Did everyone watch the Mr. Yard yesterday?
I missed it.
Oh, okay. It's another L. It's his second L in a row. Are we looking at someone who is on a downward spiral, NASE?
Get this Lions in the camp rubbish out. Leave this bloody Tunde Ajayi, this stagnation Pastor Toby. That's big. He's being managed by Pastor Toby.
Sorry?
They need to get
these people gassed, man.
Fam, he's being managed by Pastor Toby G. That Tunde Ajayi guy G.
Yeah, I did not know that. Have
you not seen this? No, it's not actually. Fam, he looks like Pastor Toby basically.
I was gonna say, I thought he was actually managed.
The guy is a fraud. Boxing knows it.
So is Yard on a downward spiral? Is he on a downward spiral?
Well, I suggest you've lost two of your fights in a row. Now, Kovalev, that was his first world level fight. No shame in losing that. He showed heart, and to me, in that loss, that was actually his best performance. He showed that he can actually compete with those guys, even though he got knocked out. I like the fact, unlike my man last week, holding his eye and going down. You understand? The guy went out on his shield when he had nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Yardi has the potential and he has the skill because there's a certain confidence here and a certain fluidity that some boxers have when they're in the ring. Yardi has that. Of this new crop of British boxers, whatever weight class you want to go through, like sort of the black, let's just call it I don't know what word to use, but the black London urban kind of guys, Yardi, if you watch his pad work, if you watch his movement in the ring, he is just naturally the most fluid. He hasn't got that in boxing training. He hasn't, you understand? That is something that he has. Believe you me, if this guy was at an elite level gym, like say working with Floyd and them, man, under his uncles, under this Jeff Mayo of a guy and sparring with all of these top boxers, I'm telling you, we'll be seeing a guy at a different level. Unfortunately, he's with Frank Warren.
That was my next question.
Good old Frank, boy.
Yes.
He's with, like, even he, bro, I could not, if you heard the coaching, fair enough. To be honest, I'm not sure he lost. I don't think he lost. I think he did nick it in the last round, but his coaches did not help it at all. They were saying that my man was running away. Excuse me, like what are you watching?
He's catching me with a jab all night,
brother. And the coaches are telling you that the guy's running away. Shouting lions in the camp, lion in the camp. You see Yards working like,
bro, stop that, man. Stop that.
No, bro. Who's his sparring partners, G? All I see is him fighting that big fat guy, the belly thing, punching that guy in the ring, shouting lions in the camp, G. Where are you sparring, G? All these guys that come up. Dylan White was sparring with Klitschko. Just all of this, it gets you experience. You have to be around world level. Iron sharpens iron, G. You can't just be with Tunde and that big guy hitting punching bags and shouting lions in the camp, G.
Oh, God. Hey, Coach, you mentioned Frank Warren. It's not really been like the best couple of weeks for him. Is he losing boxes or is he losing the confidence where people used to feel, oh, Frank Warren was the guy? Because obviously we all feel it's the Eddie Hearn show now, right?
Listen, Uncle Frank is just like Bob Arum. Them guys just don't know when to let go. Just let go. It's either let go, yeah, or move up with the times. They don't know how to do it. They're still doing the old school, and I'll take 40% of your money and you take 60, but you got to give maybe 20 to a next man, then they're just left with nothing. That's why, for me, like, they're just old school guys. Like, every time I hear Frank, he's just old school. Like, you always got a chip on your shoulder about Eddie and stuff like that. Like, these are the new school guys coming. Eddie, Al Heyman, these are the new school mans coming in, clocking out the game, is probably giving more to fighters than the Bob Arums and Frank Warrens used to give the old school British fighters and whatnot. He's just, to me, it's just a bit outdated. That's what I feel anyway.
Dan, I'm going to throw this one at you. Does AJ win next week?
Yes.
Okay. Clean? Are we talking? Or are we talking points?
Okay.
I would say late knockout.
Late knockout. Okay.
Or
If
6.
AJ loses, obviously he's probably going to put a rematch clause in there.
Yeah.
But if he loses, can he call out Fury?
No. Well, he can, but it's just not going to have the same weight.
Okay, because Fury hasn't fought anyone, and I don't believe he's going to fight this year, right? So AJ's really putting himself out there. And we all saw what happened last time when he got beat by the old Mexican kid, yeah, who hasn't come back again. See these fighters? They just do one thing and that's it. Is AJ going into these fights with a certain je ne sais quoi where he feels like he ain't going to lose? Or is he over that now after what happened with Ruiz, where he's like, I have to take everyone serious?
I think that the latter. I think that he's definitely matured as a fighter after that loss. In the sense that he's going to respect every opponent more. He's not going to go into fights with the same arrogance he had. And I feel like that's the reason why he's not going to try and go for the knockouts, the spectacular like he always does. He'll try and box and he'll succeed with a knockout later on.
NASE, can he box? Like, can he outbox a Pulev 12 rounds, move on to a Fury, or if he has to go through a Suk first? And can he say that he's going to come out of this at the back end of 2021 and say, I'm the undisputed champ?
Yeah, I think he can be. When you say can he box, because there's fighting and there's boxing in it. So if you're asking in terms of Pulev's rap sheet, like he's only lost to Klitschko, bro, and he's got some decent bodies on his record. I was actually just having a look at it now again to refresh my memory. Them Russians, fam, this is what them man do from young. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, guys like AJ, they came into the game 18. Yeah, he's got that Olympic experience here, but it's different, fam, to that gym experience from young, having a proper, long, lengthy. I don't even know what Pulev's amateur career is, but I would expect that it's something substantial. Can he beat Pulev? Yes. Can he blow him out the water? Yes. I don't think that him going into fights and thinking like that is an arrogance or whatever. I think it's boxing, and I think you're supposed to do that. With the Ruiz fight, people give him a lot of slack. You have to remember everything that happened. His opponent changed last minute. He got caught on the tempo, didn't try to regain his confidence, tried to fight his way out of a blur instead of, you get me, recovering. That's an error which I think he's learned from. I think if it happens again, people can try saying he hasn't got a chin, but Did you see how many bangs he took against Ruiz? And Ruiz is not a joke. Go and look at Ruiz's record. Before AJ, only one loss in a debatable fight, which people say he won. So I think, yeah, AJ beats Pulev, and I think he beats him by KO with just his brute strength. He's got decent counter punching. Is he an overall better boxer than Pulev? I'm not sure. Just because of Pulev's experience. Has he probably got more power? Yes. Pulev lost to Klitschko. AJ beats Klitschko, even though it was an old washed up Klitschko, as they say. But yeah, I think AJ's train is back. He got derailed for a bit with Ruiz, but he's back. I'm confident he beats Pulev.
And you see him next year beating Fury as well?
Oh, I didn't say all that, bro.
That was the question I asked you.
I'm sorry. Again, Fury is from, we've seen, bro, this guy's from a fighting background. Like, again, these man, they're bored into it. His dad did it. They're bored. It's different from being an ex-weed seller to start boxing at 18, bro. Like, Fury's size. Fury, I don't even think guys like Fury there should be another weight class of guys like Fury. Walking around over 300 pounds.
Like that, man.
It's not overgassing. What are you talking about? Do you understand weight classes in combat? Do you understand weight classes in combat sports?
Bodies, man.
Fury, say that again?
Bodies, though.
Say that again?
Acting like Fury's caught body after body.
They say he's caught, but he's not lost. What are you talking about? He's caught. What are you talking about? Acting like Fury's caught, but he's not lost.
Listen, let me take 2 years off and tell people I ain't lost and whatnot. Let me go and get fat and overweight. And
but in that 2 years, would you say he would have beat? The only people, the questions, he left for 2 years, came back, and nothing changed. So what are you talking about? It was Joshua, and he came back after 2 years. He's taken out.
And who did he fight?
So what are you talking about?
Though? I'm not saying that Fury's not a good boxer.
Yeah.
I think he's a better boxer than AJ.
He is. There's no think he is.
I think the way people are talking about Fury because of this Wilder thing, I think is closer.
Not because of Wilder. It's because of his size. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Fury's huge.
I think he's closer with AJ and him because I feel that AJ will give him that boxing respect in terms of, I'm going to have a game plan for you. Wilder thought he could go in there and just swing the one big right hand, and he can't box anyway. We all know Wilder. I think AJ is a student of the game, though. As much as he's missed all the gym growing up, I think he's now realized after what NASE said about the Ruiz and whatnot, he's actually become a student of the game more. Because he can go in there and just blast everyone out of the water. He actually has to look at his opponent. What is your strengths? What's your weaknesses? Now I have to go and study you. And I think that's what's going to help him if he gets to Fury. But once again, he cannot overlook Pulev, though. Don't try and do that. Take care of Pulev first and then sort out Fury, because that's the thing he did with Ruiz. Like, he looked over Ruiz, all thinking Wilder, and you got caught cold, like NASE said, on the temple. So you don't want that to happen again. Focus on Pulev, and then the Fury fight will take care of itself. But I think you need to answer, because you're saying everyone's over-gassing Fury. I need to know what part is the over-gassing. I think it's over-gassing.
Yeah, what part? How?
Name his top 5 fighters that he beat.
Klitschko.
Wilder. Klitschko. Yeah,
like gone Wilder once. Yeah. Wilder's only one name. Can't count 2 fights. That's one name.
Okay, so name me Joshua's top 5.
Dylan. He beat Parker.
Fury's got.
No. I'm just naming the heavyweights right now. Okay. I'm just naming the heavyweights right now. Yeah? Okay. Parker. He beat Dylan. He beat Ruiz. He beat, who else did he beat?
Oh God, man.
Say that again.
Come on.
Klitschko. That's 4.
Yeah. Fury beat Klitschko first, but yeah. And I'm a Joshua fan, by the way.
This is what I'm saying. See, this is what I'm saying. He beat.
You know what you're saying? Fury actually took his belt first.
Yeah, but I'm not saying who.
When he hadn't been beaten in 10, 15 years.
Anyway, listen, like I said, if you look at AJ's record, he's caught more bodies than Fury has. That's
I don't know. I'm looking at it right now, G.
That's what I feel.
I don't know.
Who has Fury fought since he's come back off this 2-year layoff? Who's he fought?
Wilder.
That's it. Wilder. And there was that. There was another guy. Was it in Las Vegas?
Who?
Some guy in Las Vegas.
Some guy in Las Vegas. Swedish guy. See what I'm saying? NASE can't even tell you.
That's it.
Otto Wilder. See what I'm saying? Who is that, blood? Who is that?
No, but you're fam. You can't just say that. It's in the whole career span. You can't just say who's he fought in the last 2 years.
No, but what I'm saying is that the way everyone talks about Fury.
I'll give you that. Yeah, all right. In the last few years, Joshua's fought tougher fights, but Fury's fought the toughest. If you compare both, he's fought Wilder and beat him.
Yeah, but stars make fights. So saying that's the toughest.
But George. Okay, can you? Has Joshua got a better name on his thing than Wilder that Fury ain't got? They both got Klitschko. That's the other big name there.
Yeah.
Joshua's got Wilder.
No, because the Wilder's the other bigger heavyweight.
So what are we talking about?
Okay, but what I'm saying is that if you're just going off that,
and he's lost this. I'm not. I'm going off everything.
So what I'm saying is because he fought Wilder, yeah,
and he beat Wilder twice. Let's not forget that.
Listen. If you want to do the official thing, he's beaten once.
No, I forget official G because official is down
the official thing.
You know the judges are corrupt. You know the judges are corrupt. I've heard you say that with your own mouth. You know that.
I know about.
You can't pick corrupt when you want and then official when you want to.
On his record, he has a draw. That's what he has on his record, yeah? So that's what we're going to go off. We're going to go off, guys.
Floyd Mayweather got a bronze medal in the Olympics, but,
yes, but guess what?
Floyd Mayweather won the Olympics, in my opinion.
Floyd gave away that bronze medal because in the record.
There you go.
Bronze.
Because of official.
Yeah,
if you want, you man subscribe to official. I don't.
Bronze.
I subscribe to what actually happened.
All right, guys. All right. We could do this all day. Let me just get a prediction, round prediction or points. What are we going for, Coach, next week?
Joshua.
Yeah.
Round 6.
Okay. Dan?
7.
NASE?
I wish I watched more Pulev fight because if I have to make a prediction, I'm just freestyling here, to be honest. I need to rewatch more Pulev fights, but I'm just going to say just knock out round 10 just for argument's sake.
Okay, cool. I think AJ will win, but I think it might go the whole game. I think it might go the whole fight, to be honest. But I think he just wants to get in and get out and focus on Fury. But
when's the last time he fought?
Who, AJ?
Yeah.
It's been a while, isn't it? Ruiz, eh?
Last year.
Yeah, Ruiz.
Last year, what was it, November?
Something like that.
Yeah,
same as Pulev, by the way. Last year, November.
About a year. So it'll be about a year. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So I think he wants to just get in and get out. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks for viewing.
Yo, before we go, man. No one watched the Spence fight or nothing?
Oh yeah, we did. I did.
Spence against Garcia.
Spence did beat Garcia yesterday.
You didn't watch it?
He did beat Garcia yesterday.
He was just playing anyway. Just quickly, he was just playing with Garcia anyway. He was just playing with him, man.
Okay. Does Crawford beat Spence or does Spence beat?
No, Uncle Errol will just deal with Crawford. No doubts about it. I've got no doubts about it.
Okay.
No doubts. I'm going with Uncle Errol all day long.
Okay. The other two, I don't know what your opinion is, Errol or Spence, but I mean Errol or Crawford. But we'll see. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. This has been Team Talk Podcast for 55. Myself, Ibs, Coach, NASE, Dan. Please subscribe. Yeah. Give us likes, comment on us, and share amongst your family and friends. And we will see you all next week.
Last one.
Take care, guys. See you later.